Gervonta Davis pulls up on Devin Haney. They get into it face to face. This is the first time I've really seen these two go at it, so it was interesting. Obviously, Devin Haney's coming off that questionable loss to Ryan Garcia. I only put quotation marks behind it because now we don't know whether or not that's going to be ruled as a no contest. It may be starting as a Ryan Garcia win and being overturned into a no contest. So that would suck for Ryan Garcia, but ultimately, justice must prevail. And if Ryan Garcia did cheat, then, that's not a good sign. But to see Devin Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis go at it, they're doing a lot of talking to each other. So maybe that's a potential fight, but it did get me hype about a potential fight. And it was interesting to see that altercation take place. Just so if you guys haven't seen it, I'll roll the clip right now. Roll it. But yeah, it was, interesting to see. That was an interesting clip. Gervonta Davis doing his thing. He knows how to, get in somebody's head. I think that's a little bit of mind games, even if they don't fight. In their next fight, this is a big fight for Tank Davis and Devin Haney to go down, especially with Ryan Garcia testing positive for PEDs, because now Devin Haney has a little bit of an argument that, takes away the validity of that Ryan Garcia win because he did test positive for PEDs. So now Devin has that opportunity to face Tank and has a good case to say that he can compete with Tank. Even though I don't pick Devin, that's still a big fight. I still want to see it personally. I don't want to see it in Devin's next fight because Devin has to, fight a boxer, not a big puncher. Tank's both. So I prefer that Devin fights somebody who's, a boxer like he is, that won't get him in any trouble, because we have to allow that punishment to heal. I feel like the best chin in the sport of boxing is the chin that doesn't get touched. So Devin Haney, I'd like to see him fight not the biggest puncher in the world, not take too much risk coming off a big beatdown from Ryan Garcia. PEDs or not, whether or not Ryan Garcia was cheating doesn't change the fact that Devin took a lot of punishment in that ring, and he has to be very particular in who he chooses next as an opponent. He shouldn't fight a big puncher. Stay away from guys like Tio, stay away from guys like Tank, Subriel Matias, maybe fight a guy like Sandor Martin, who is considered to be your mandatory. That's a good option for Devin, but I just don't like him against any big puncher. I saw Devin throughout the media week for Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, and I was just kind of thinking about it. Seeing Bill Haney, he was great. Bill Haney is a good guy. I like Bill. I got to ask him a few questions. I asked him about Teofimo Lopez. He said, Tio's nowhere to be found right now, and because I was asking him if Devin beats Ryan, would you guys like to fight Tio next, taking into account you guys are kind of in his city right now, fighting in New York. So he was saying, yeah, Tio could be next, but he's nowhere to be found. So he's ducking the smoke. That's what Bill Haney was alluding to. And then I also asked him, if Devin needs to knock out Ryan Garcia to prove that he's on Tank's level to set up that mega fight, because we all remember that it was supposed to be Devin and Tank next. Ryan Garcia was not supposed to win this fight in the eyes of the boxing experts. No one thought that Ryan Garcia had a chance. Obviously, everybody has a chance in the sport of boxing, but your favorite fighter, your favorite coach, your favorite trainer, your favorite boxing analyst did not pick Devin Haney to lose that fight. Everybody picked Devin to win. So it was just interesting to see, Bill Haney. He did say that he just wants Devin to knock out Ryan because of everything that he said, to get him out of boxing, all the antics. They said that they didn't believe his act, but Devin's game plan showed otherwise, because if you really took Ryan Garcia seriously, you're not going to go to the center of the ring with a puncher when you're not known for punching hard yourself. You're not known to get knockouts, so why would you try to do it against a guy who could potentially catch you in an exchange? It just wasn't a good game plan from Devin Haney, in my opinion. As much as I like Devin, as much as I appreciate everything his father has done a tremendous job of removing his son from the same life that he lived, putting his son in the right position to succeed. Bill Haney deserves all the credit in the world for everything that he's done for his son. But at the end of the day, I think that trainer and dad dynamic doesn't really work in their situation. At least they're finding complications now, because it is a complex situation. And, you know, when do you turn the switch on from dad to trainer? When is it businessman to dad? And it becomes more difficult. You know, Devin didn't know what to do in there going into fight night. He was feeling confident, but at the same time, he was a little bit too confident. Why did he go in there and try to punch with a puncher? Why didn't he try to box the puncher? You know, that's what Devin should have done. But at the same time, I think Ryan Garcia just looked too fast, too strong, too athletic for Devin on that night. Maybe it did have to do with the weight and the PEDs, but ultimately, you know, the fight was what it was, and Devin got floored 3 times. He technically he got floored 3 times, but he really went down like 4 or 5 times. In terms of, you know, my judgment, that should have been a lot of knockdowns, and that referee was horrible. You know, I think in both for both fighters it was bad, but I think if it was any other you know, good referee, they would have stopped that fight for Devin, because Devin took a lot of punishment in that fight. They could have easily started waving it off, and a lot of people talked about how Bill Haney should have stopped the fight. I don't know if that's true either, because at the end of the day, you know, when a dad and a son are doing that kind of trainer and fighter dynamic, they kind of have a common agreement, like, you know, I'm gonna stop it if it looks bad, but it's up to Bill Haney to make that call. We can't, you know, say that Devin's dad should have stopped it for him, because, you know, maybe if Devin's dad stopped it, then he would have fired Bill Haney. So you know, it's a complex situation. Then you take into account even Floyd Mayweather himself, you know, criticized Devin Haney because of that bow and arrow jab, leaving that space to the liver and the chin, too susceptible for that Ryan Garcia left hook, and that's why it landed so often, because of that, you know, that bow and arrow jab that Devin kept throwing. It was, yeah, it just left a lot of room for Ryan Garcia to do his thing. And, you know, that left hook is his main weapon. You know, Devin called Ryan Garcia a C-level fighter, called him a one-trick pony, but at the end of the day, Ryan Garcia may not be the best boxer in the world, but he can crack. So when you have the ability to be, you know, you can consider Ryan Garcia a C-level fighter, but he's an A-plus fighter. You know, this is fighting. If it was just all about, you know, playing tag like the amateurs, and just, you know, there was a major threat of a knockout stoppage, then Devin Haney would beat Ryan Garcia easily. But that's not what boxing is. Boxing is a fight too. So, you know, we saw Ryan Garcia go in there in that first round and crack Devin. And one thing I want to bring up, you know, obviously Canelo fought Munguia this past Saturday, had a pretty good performance, couldn't get him out of there, but still dominated and big broed Munguia. So, you know, respect to Canelo, congratulations. But when Ryan went into Canelo's dressing room after to congratulate him for beating Munguia, Ryan was saying to Canelo, "Did you like my fight?" And then Canelo responded, "Yeah." So if Ryan Garcia really believes that he tested positive for PEDs and did it intentionally, why would he, you know, say to a guy like Canelo in front of everybody's recording, the cameras are out, saying stuff like, "Did you like my fight?" Because if Ryan Garcia truly cheated, wouldn't he be too ashamed to say that to a guy like Canelo? But he wasn't. He was so infatuated with his own performance and was so proud of it, to the point where, you know, he wanted to get Canelo's kind of seal of approval and see that sense of approval from a great fighter like Canelo Alvarez. So, you know, Ryan Garcia, I have a weird feeling that he could be innocent somehow, but, you know, as of now, what we're seeing, you know, he tested positive. That is not right in the sport of boxing, testing positive for not 1 but 2 PEDs. So we'll see what happens. Obviously tested positive for Ostarina. I did a lot of research about it. So obviously it is a form of PED. It is a kind of SARM. So basically, you know, the drug does a particular job in attacking certain parts of the body to increase bone growth and muscle growth. So it is a form of PED. I said in a few videos before that it didn't help Ryan land a left hook, but, you know, I guess a PED, you know, any kind of PED does help that level of speed. Definitely impacts the power. So even though I wouldn't say that, you know, I can't say that Ryan wouldn't have landed a left hook on Devin if he didn't take PEDs. I just don't think that. I don't agree with that. But at the end of the day, if he did, you know, cheat and, you know, try to shortcut the sport and cheat the fans and potentially put Devin Haney's life at risk and harm, that's not okay. That shouldn't be overlooked, and he should, you know, get the appropriate suspension for it, because, you know, that's not cool. I don't support that. As much as I like Ryan Garcia, as much as I like Devin Haney, and that was a good great fight for the sport of boxing. Was so exciting to watch. If it wasn't done the right way, wasn't done in an honest way and with integrity, I do think that that fight should absolutely be overturned, but it's not in my control. You know, I have nothing to do with it. I'm irrelevant to that situation. So I'm just here to talk about, you know, Devin Haney and what should be next for him. I think he should go in there with a boxer. I don't think he should go, you know, back into the deep waters with a big puncher like Tank, like T.O. But it was interesting to see that little run-in that Devin Haney and Tank had, because, you know, these guys obviously don't like each other, but it's a great fight, you know, down the line in the sort of near future, but not too near. So let me know who you guys got, Devin Haney or Tank Davis in a future fight. I got to roll with Tank, but I like Devin. It's not a guaranteed win for Tank, in my opinion. I still think Devin's a very good boxer and could pull that win off. It just, you know, I can't favor him against Tank. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.